Business journalist and host of Full Disclosure, Robin Farzad. Also with us, CNN senior political analyst Mark Preston. Thank you both for being with us. Robin, there's sort of three options that the reporting bears out that Trump has, and he may go with something completely different, but essentially they are a blanket tariff on every import into the United States, specifically tailored tariffs that are ideally reciprocal to the number on specific countries, and then grouping of certain countries into tiers and putting tariffs on them as a group. Where do you see this landing?
You guys are young, but this reminds me of an early 80s movie called Trading Places. I know you're young millennials, but there's that orange juice crop futures report and the guy on the phone at the end, and the world is waiting with bated breath. They're trying to manufacture so much drama around something that nobody can even understand. My sources on the street, traders and other people, are like, what is he going to do? What is he going to do? And you have to believe that he loves that. And is there a method to the madness? Is there, like, does he wake up one morning, we're only going to do it where it's reciprocal, or cars 25% one day? If the market was truly worried, the market would be worried. So it's curious that he's releasing it after the close of trading.
We have Robin on because he refers to me as a young millennial, even though I'm perhaps the oldest millennial possible.
I could use a little help.
Okay, but consumers, I mean, as we don't know exactly what to expect, they are expecting something. There's a lot of anticipation and nerves going on, and they really have a say in this when it comes to how the economy performs with that anticipation. What are they thinking about it?
They're scared, right? And they should be scared right now, not because of what is going to happen, because they don't know what is going to happen. And if you look at this new Marquette Law School poll, shows that 58% of Americans right now think that these tariffs are going to hurt. They also think that it's going to cause inflation. But this makes sense because they're already hurting right now. I mean, the wealthy are not hurt, but the middle class is being hurt right now. And we've already seen from CNN's own poll that across every age group except 65 and older, they've already cut back on discretionary spending, and that includes Republicans, independents, and Democrats.
How are you seeing how they're feeling?
I'm hearing about leading indicators, but I'm still seeing FOMO spending. I'm still seeing crazy amounts of driving over spring break. I mean, we're talking about, Miami and South Beach and Fort Lauderdale spring break, about dining, reservations, movies, all of that FOMO spending. I mean, if you were thinking about something like a 2008, 2009 or economic doom, you would be husbanding that cash. And, we have not snuffed out inflation yet, and people are trying to make ends meet. But having said that, this is a super resilient economy. You almost have to stand on your head to kill it. We're still creating more than 100,000 jobs every month. But if he keeps browbeating it, I mean, maybe there's a chance of recession. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
About a quarter of those asked in polling, Mark, indicate that the economy is excellent or good, not really a huge change from where things were under President Biden. I wonder, when do you think politically we might see the impact of these tariffs kick in?
So let's assume that President Trump didn't come in and do all this economic chaos, okay? Because that's basically what he did. He's just created chaos. You could make the argument that this is still Biden's economy, okay? Because, economy does not turn on a dime. However, when you're Donald Trump and you come in and you have just gone in and taken every economic model that is known to man and basically burned it down and said, we're going to go with this one idea, it's called tariffs, so we're going to make things even, well, it is now his economy. What's interesting about the disposable income right now, though, is that we've already seen that Americans are in so much debt right now. And if these tariffs go in, the cost of everyday goods are going to go up. So even if they are spending some of their disposable income, they're going to put it on credit cards, and you're going to see an even worse situation with personal debt than we see now.
But that begets a certain wild card. Uncle Sam is in so much debt right now, is spending beyond his means. If the economy is crashed, I know this is circular and bass-ackward, I guess is the term, the scientific term of art, the Fed will slash rates and you're paying less on this debt and less on your obligations. And Trump is still very young in his presidency.
What do you make of the Treasury Secretary saying this is whatever this is, as we await it, a ceiling which can be negotiated down? And then you have one of the president's top trade advisors, Peter Navarro, saying that this is going to bring about $6 trillion in revenue over the course of 10 years, which of course would mean that it would have to be long lasting to do that. The sort of range of possibilities here, the Treasury Secretary hinting that this could really be short lived. What do you think about these expectations they're building?
maybe it's just fake it till you make it, because it sounds great. There's grievance. They're saying, and you saw what the press secretary said, we're finally going to right the wrongs in this economy. People who've been left out are going to get vindication. And they're not beholden to the traditional stock market metrics and GDP growth, and it's still Biden's problem nominally until you get later in the year. So the consequences aren't really there for them.
A slight pivot to what we saw last night in some special elections, Mark, in Wisconsin and Florida. Do these results give you any view of how Trump is doing among these voters?
Well, a couple things. One, a little bit, but only in the moment that we sit in right now. 6 months from now, this moment is going to be forgotten. However, look at what we've seen from Elon Musk. Look at all the cutting we've seen from the government. We say this every day. Let's talk in September, October, November, when these people, when folks have been unemployed, when some of these court cases have exhausted themselves, and they realize they're out of a job. And then take that going into a midterm election year. Donald Trump, his name is not on the ballot, except he's on the ballot.
Robin, Mark, thank you so much to both of you. Really appreciate the conversation. And